Hi guys, Blake here with Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina. It is Friday, November the 15th, and this is the one cast. Today I've boated up here to the cable. I am throwing a white shad fly. It's got a little black bead head on it. We sell those up in the shop. On about 3 feet a leader with a 1/4 ounce egg weight, and that's got a snap swivel and a barrel swivel, kind of like a Carolina rig. They are currently running 5 floodgates at 1 foot apiece, and they have 3 generators going. So roughly probably about 15,000 cubic feet per second. Phil texted me earlier and said that this weekend they are turning the generators offline for maintenance and repair, and they are going to run 5 floodgates at 1 foot apiece. So that'll bring the water level down a little bit. It'll go from about where it's at 15,000 cubic feet per second right now to about 5,000 CFS or so. The fish have been seeing plenty of shad, so even whenever the water drops, I imagine they'll still be looking for shad. Just some you'll have to go back to, if you're boating up here, you'll have to go back to staying in your channel and watching for the rocks and so on and so forth. I'm over here on the fast water side. I just went below outlet 1, and that white shad fly is just kind of bouncing along the bottom. Oh, there was a hit. Let's see if he comes back for it. I took a look at the screen whenever I got up here. It said that the water temperature was 56.7 degrees, so not a whole lot of water temperature drop has gone on while the lake is turning over. Been getting lots of good fishing reports. I just passed a couple guys that said they were using white shad flies and white jigs, and they had been catching a lot. I haven't had many reports from the dock. I know we had a father and son setting off the end of a boat yesterday all day long, and they said they caught a few. They were using a rainbow colored power bait. Oh no! Alright, well, I have a feeling that took my shad fly. So an official miss on the one cast today. And yeah, it stripped the shad fly right off of there. So I'll switch over. On this rod, I've got the number 5 size fat-free fingerling shad truce on 6-pound fluorocarbon test, and I like to put a little snap swivel. On mine. I think it gives a little more free range of motion. Move the boat a little more out to center here. And what I do with that is I throw it out back behind the boat just as far as I can, and give it a reel and then a pull and then a reel and then a pull until I feel it reach the bottom. And you just let that one tick across the bottom as well. I was really hoping to catch one on the first cast today. The bomber's not the only crankbait that'll catch fish like this right now. If you can find any deep diving crankbait that's shad colored, shad flavored, give it a try. Pretty nice day out today. Can't remember. I'm gonna look at my phone real quick. It is 50 degrees down here in Branson right now. Beautiful sunny day. Good day to be out on the water. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon right now. I think this might be, at least from my experience, one of the slower parts of the days. There's one for fishing. I can't tell if he got off there or not. I think he might have got off. I find that usually that last hour and a half of light is usually just a really good time to be up here fishing. Also the first few hours in the morning. Not to say that you can't catch fish. Guys across the lake from me right now looks like they got 2 fish on. Another something I'd be interested to be trying right now with this water clarity the way it is and the speed of it would be a red San Juan worm. Oh, I think I might have got him that time. Let's see if I can keep this one on here. There he is. And today, unlike the last time I was fishing, I brought pliers, which is really handy when you're using these jerkbaits and crankbaits. Oh, well, I was going to pull him up for the camera there, but he popped off. With the water oxygen levels the way they are, these fish are extremely active. And we're back to the bottom here, ticking along. Right now I've just gone off the shallows into the big hole here. If you're dragging these crankbaits, sometimes when you go from a shallow spot to a deep spot, you've got to give it a little bit of an extra tug, or else it'll start to float up off the bottom. Ryan and Lisa and everybody just got back from Florida. Ryan said that he was fishing off the beach Caught a few different species. Said he was using a crankbait he pulled off the wall in the office and caught a flounder. That was pretty cool looking. I came up here the other day just to fish for a while, and I went up to the eddy side by the cable and kind of just put my trolling motor on lock and sat there and fished behind that eddy with a suspending jerkbait, you know, suspended 5 or 6 feet deep, and caught a bunch of walleye and white bass. Lots of different species coming over the dam right now, so if catching some of those are what you're interested in, I recommend going up there right on the eddy side by the cable and swing a suspending jerkbait. I didn't catch any trout when I was using that 5 or 6 foot diver, and I imagine it's because the trout are really quite all the way down on the bottom. Oh, and I lost a crankbait. Darn it. I like to leave my motor running a lot of times, so whenever I do hang up like that, I can get on the motor and motor past that spot and hope that it's just the bill that's caught underneath a rock. But I was not successful at doing it with that one. So, my final rod I brought, I got an 1/8 ounce Lilley's Landing white jig. And I'm just gonna cast that out there. I like to cast a little bit down current because basically with this much water I'm just gonna let that thing drag the bottom. So if you cast it down, it gives it a little bit of room to swing back past you. I'm just gonna let that thing sink and basically just let it drag like I did the other baits here. Give it a little bit of a twitch every once in a while. Oh, there was one. Missed it. I have a feeling in just a couple hours the shad bite up here will be just a little bit, you know, a little bit more on fire. We'll be hitting a little more frequently as the sun kind of goes down. I've got 2-pound tests on this rod here. Right now with the water clarity and the speed of the water, I'd recommend using 4. That doesn't seem to bother the fish. Well, that's just the pound test I had on this jig rod. Looking forward to fishing the water whenever it's running at 5,000 CFS. It's been a while since it's been at least 3 weeks since we've seen anything that slow. I guess there was a 2-day period where they killed the water and then they got a big rain again and had to turn it back up, but for the most part the last 3 weeks has just been nothing but this 15 to 20,000 CFS. I like to get out and throw something on my fly rod again. I don't know if I've got a fish or if I'm hung up. I'm thinking I might be hung up. Yep. Oh, I might have got it back. Haha. Right now I'm coming across the island right before a trophy run. This flat always produces pretty well. I think I might have one this time. Like I said, with this jig, I'm just letting it hit the bottom and just barely twitching it. Well, that's a nicer fish there. I love it when the oxygen levels are like this. The fish are they're just so active. Oh man. Might be an 18 or 19 inch trout here. Man. Oh, that's a beautiful fish. Let's see if I can get him in the boat. He's not wanting to cooperate right now. Man. Come here. If you're really looking for a long-winded fight, man, put that 2-pound test on there. There's not much hossing this fishing. Oh. He is still pulling line out. I've officially been fighting him since before the sign at Trophy Run, and I'm now halfway down from the Trophy Run sign. Alright, come here. Nope. Beautiful. Beautiful rainbow there. 19, maybe even going on 20 inches long. 19 inches exactly. There you go, little buddy. 19 inches exactly. My little mic pulled off my shirt here, so I'm not sure if you guys are able to hear that or not. But I think I'm gonna call it a day with that one before I lose any more gear. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.